Well, hello there everyone and welcome to my kitchen. I'm so glad that you stopped by today because I'm going to show you how to make this delicious orange and cranberry braided bread wreath. So I'm going to show you step by step just how to make this delicious orange and cranberry bread. So stay with me today. I will leave you the full recipe in the description box below so that you can go check it out later. But it is that time to get cooking. So to my KitchenAid mixing bowl, I have 1/4 cup of warm water. To that, I'm going to add 2 1/4 teaspoons of dry active yeast. Now I have 1/2 cup of sugar, but I'm not going to use all of this. I'm just going to sprinkle in a little bit just to feed that yeast. I'll add the rest of it later on. I'm going to give it a little stir. Okay, now just wait about 5 minutes until it starts to get foamy. Okay, so my yeast has bloomed. So at this point, I'm going to add 1 cup of warm milk. It should not be hot, just warm. Then I have 3 eggs. Just going to give them a light whisk. I'm going to add the rest of my sugar, and then I'm going to zest an orange, and I'm going to squeeze about 2 tablespoons of this orange juice. So I have 4 1/2 cups of flour here. I'm not going to dump it all in at once. I'm going to add it a little bit at a time. Some more. So I almost forgot 1 teaspoon of salt. I think I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of this flour. All right, so at this time I'm going to go ahead and add 1/2 cup of dried cranberries. And what I have here is some diced candied orange peel. This is going to add a ton of orange flavor. And this is about 1/2 cup of them. Add a tablespoon of butter. And it's softened. All right, so I'm going to cover this and I'm going to let it rise until it doubles in size. All right, so can I tell you guys something? I thought I had enough flour. I thought I had a whole extra bag of flour, but I didn't. So I'm headed to the store while my dough is rising. I may need to add a little bit more flour, but we're gonna make this bread work. So I'm back from the store with flour. It has been over an hour and my dough has doubled. So I'm going to punch it down and then I'm gonna put it onto my counter. But first I'm going to sprinkle some flour onto my counter. All right, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit more on top to begin to knead this a little bit. All right, so my dough is looking good. Just needed a little extra flour. It was probably close to 5 cups in total. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to divide this dough into thirds. And I'm just going to take each piece and I'm going to roll it out into a long rope. All right, so after you've gotten all 3 pieces rolled out to the same length, then you're going to begin to braid them. pushing them all together at one end. And then All right, so once you have it braided, we're going to make a wreath. And I've got my baking tray here lined with parchment paper. I'm going to carefully place my dough onto this paper. And I'm just going to pinch the ends together here and kind of shape it a little. All right, then I'm going to cover it and let it rise a little bit more for about 30 minutes. Okay, it's been 30 minutes and it has risen a little bit more. So now, throw that back there. I have an egg with about a tablespoon of water, and I'm just going to brush this egg over top. And I'm just going to take some sugar and sprinkle over top. All right, then bake in a 375 degree oven for around 20 to 25 minutes until it's golden brown. So my orange and cranberry bread is done. It's out of the oven. And I just have to say, in my mind, I am thinking, what would Paul Hollywood from the Great British Baking Show have to say about my bread? Now, if you've never watched it, he's just a very, very well-known British pastry chef, and the show, he critiques their bakes. And I can tell by looking that there are some issues here. Probably it did not get kneaded enough, maybe not even proofed enough. But sometimes you just have to go with it, and things don't always turn out just perfect, but as long as they taste good, that's all that matters, right? So I'm gonna go with this. I almost just scratched this video and just started over, but I just wanted to be real with you guys. Like, sometimes things that we make as YouTube creators, as chefs, as people cooking in the kitchen, they don't always turn out just perfect. So anyway, that's all I have to say about that. All right, so I'm going to cut into this and taste it. So it's the moment of truth. It might not be perfect, but it sure tastes good. Well, thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. God bless, and as always, I will see you soon with more delicious recipes.